something, anything. Some inspiration. Heck, it worked for Jimmy Stewart. I went to the Lincoln Memorial, my favorite. He had nearly destroyed his career fighting Polk, yet when he became president, he used the same powers that Polk had established.
So you're gonna have to get a permit or go back out there, that area out there, and normally that's a stress, because any kind of professional looking equipment, you need a permit out here.
Okay, so that didn't work. What about Jefferson? He was a planter like Polk, an expansionist. They both believed in the same things. What about...
So, what's this all about?
Oh, f*** it. The city's a changed place. These gates weren't always here. There was a time when you could walk right up to it. It was a public place. Polk considered himself a public servant. During certain hours of the day, you could go up and visit him, make a request, exchange a pleasantry, whatever. Now today, obviously, that's not possible, but it's still a shame that the presidency has become such an abstraction. Yet that's hardly enough to justify this whole thing. I was beginning to understand why Charles Sellers never finished that book.
He will never finish that book, doesn't want to, and he lives in California with his wife and is an avid bird watcher.
No bird watching for me, though. A storm was coming, and I was out of time. I had one day left, and there was one more place to go. In most areas, cameras are restricted, but I forgot to turn mine off.
What's this number?
My registration card ID. Before I was given access, I had to register. It went smoothly, apart from a few points about my penmanship.
Does that say B4?
6-4.
Oh, okay. B4. I can't read it now. I don't think I'll be able to read it tomorrow.
There were 25 volumes in all. I was limited to 3. No microfilm, no copies. These were the originals. In his hand. Only a handful of presidents kept diaries, and thanks to executive privilege, it'll be decades before we all get access to Bush or Clinton's papers. Other presidents' writings were burned by their relatives, like Washington and Lincoln. No one had bothered to edit Polk's. Everything he wrote was there, warts and all. You read this and you get close to what was going on. Like on that fateful day in 1846. He writes, "A number of visitors called on me this morning. Many were excited at the declaration of war which passed Congress yesterday, and now only waited my approval. At about 1 o'clock, a committee from Congress presented the act declaring war against Mexico. I read it in their presence and approved and signed it. With that war was on. He tried to be neutral and objective, but he betrayed himself. You get a sense from this that he didn't quite realize the magnitude of what he was doing. This was a war in the classic sense. A war for land in a time that was quickly passing away to industry and technology. You don't often get that kind of insight into a person making the decisions that affect us all.
I practically memorized it. I find that diary to be one of the most truly remarkable historical documents of any presidency. We're indebted to him for that record. It's truly remarkable.